Groupings is another way to leverage groups within Moodle. In order to create a grouping, you go to the same place that you went to create your groups. So go down to your course administration area, open up the users menu, and select groups. You may have already set up groups for different hours, and you can even set up groups, subgroups of your different hours or small groups of students. So if you have a set of students that are part of your SLO group between multiple hours, or you have groups that are struggling within your course and your tiering curriculum, you can create multiple groups within those hours as well of those students in the different tiers and the different levels. What we're going to do now though is we're going to create a grouping. And a grouping you can get to by clicking on the Groupings tab at the top, and we can create a grouping. And the grouping is a group of your groups effectively. So if you're creating an activity, maybe it's a redo activity, maybe it's a going further activity, for all of your kids that are struggling in your, or all your students that are struggling in your course, we can actually create a grouping name, and I'm just going to call this teacher group. But what we can do in this grouping is I can add different groups to it. So if I have a group that's low in each one of my hours, or several low groups of kids, I can add those different groups to a grouping from different areas or different sections. When I do this and I set all of this up, it will show me exactly which groups are part of the actual grouping. If I go back to my Moodle homepage and I go to one of the sections and I create an assignment or an activity, and in this case what I'll do is I'll duplicate this quiz here, I'm going to edit the new copy of this quiz that I duplicated, and under the groups area under the common module settings, I'm going to separate this into separate groups, and I'm actually going to choose then a grouping that this will apply to. So I want this grouping to only apply to that low group that I had set up. So I'm going to set this up to the teacher group that I had currently set up. You can set up grading conditions if you would like. You can set up a timing when this is going to be available for that group, and you can save and return to your course. When you do save and return to your course, you should see the duplicate quiz or activity, but then you're also going to see what group or grouping that is applied to. Only the people that are part of the teacher group, or only the students part of the teacher group, are going to see this version of the quiz. So all of the students that are enrolled in this course in Moodle that are not part of this teacher group are not going to see this, and that is represented by those by this little teacher group logo or sign there. So that's how you set up groupings within groups, or groups within groupings, to further personalize your Moodle course.